It's the We Want Picks post-weigh-in show. My name is Minty Bets, and I watched the weigh-ins this morning, so you did not have to. We've only got 10 fights on the card this weekend, taking place at the UFC Apex in Las Vegas, Nevada. At first, I really couldn't find anything I loved for this one, but I actually like quite a few fights, so I will be giving them out on ESPN, ESPN Plus during the broadcast, and maybe I'll tweet out a couple more, but don't count on it. Also, excuse me if I'm a little hot mess and I kind of stumble upon my words. I was at the Morgan Wallen concert last night, not to brag or anything, at Allegiant Stadium, and let me tell you, I think the AC was set at 80 degrees or something because it was so hot, and Morgan Wallen had the nerve to incorporate fire, like a fire show, in between every song. It was so hot. You could actually feel the body heat of everyone in the stadium. But it was an amazing concert, and I would go again and again and again. He's just amazing. Anyway, as for my guys, Angelo and Jacob, make sure to become a premium member today, as they should have picks locked and loaded for this weekend. They've been doing amazing all year long, so support them by becoming a premium member and subscribing to this channel. Hold on. This morning I got Tater Tot's DNA test, okay? And if you've been following my Instagram, you know that I went on Ancestry and it said that this boy was Chihuahua. And I said, look, I don't know a 20-pound Chihuahua, okay? So I went to a different site and got another DNA test, Embark, because, you know, I trust DNA. But I heard that different kits some are accurate and some are less accurate. The second kit said he was Chihuahua, Shih Tzu, Poodle, mix. But you're still cute. You're so handsome. Love you so much. But yeah, I'm a little distraught this morning, but tell me he doesn't look like a Jack Russell Terrier, okay? This boy, he's Chihuahua and Shih Tzu. I cannot believe it. Thanks for making an appearance, buddy. Okay, interesting thing about today. Apparently, this is the first time in Nevada where they're enforcing every fighter to step onto the scale for the first hour of weigh-ins, and the second hour will be saved for those who missed weight and who will be re-weighing. They enforced this rule in Florida, I believe, and I loved it because we don't have any funny business. And we had a bit of drama at the weigh-ins as a few fighters missed weight. Another thing I read was that fighters today cannot lose more than 2 pounds if they missed weight. So this makes things even more interesting for those who didn't quite make it, because some fighters missed way more than 2 pounds. We're going to start out with the heavyweight main event. It is a rematch between Marcin Tybura and Sergey Spivac. Tybura took the first win a few years back, but he comes in as the slight dog in this one. I have no interest in a side here, but I will be betting on the total. Tybura came in at 252 pounds, while Spivac weighed 238, and he looks pretty decent for this division. In the co-main event, we've got Damon Jackson and Chepe Mariscal. Both fighters coming off a win here, and I think it should be a pretty good matchup. Chepe actually missed weight by about 3 pounds. He weighed 149.5 pounds this morning, and he was looking a little slow to step on the scale, pretty exhausted trying to cut all that excess weight. Jackson, though, made weight at 146 pounds. Next up, Danny Barlow is taking on Nikolay Veretennikov, who is making his UFC debut on short notice. Barlow was originally scheduled to fight Uros Medic, but had to pull out due to injury. We've got Barlow stepping on at 171.25. He looks excellent, though, and just missed weight by like that much. Newcomer Nikolay came in at 170.5 pounds and looks great and ready to go. Another fighter replacement in this next one at bantamweight. Chris Gutierrez was supposed to be fighting Javid Basharat, and that was the co-main event, I believe. Now he's taking on the undefeated Kwang Lee, who is making his UFC debut on short notice, and he is the biggest dog on the board at plus 440, making Gutierrez the largest favorite of the night at 6-1. This morning, both Chris and Kwang weighed 136 pounds. On to Yana Santos and Chelsea Chandler. At the time of this recording, I'm hoping this fight is still on. I know some guys who are betting Yana big time, so I'm curious to see how this one plays out, because I like the Yana side, but I don't know if I'll be putting any money on her. Yana looked like she is standing on business, though, at 135.5 pounds. Chelsea Chandler, on the other hand, came in at 141 pounds in a 135 division. She looked quite out of breath. She's a big girl. Don't know how that's going to go. Next up, Haralampos Gregorio was the final fighter to be weighed. He looked amazing at 136 pounds, while Toshiomi Kazama weighed 136 as well. And that man is looking cut and chiseled. I'm pretty excited for this one. This one might have to be my favorite fight on the card. Moving on to the ladies, Carol Hosa and Pani Kianzad were some of the first fighters to be weighed. Actually, I think all, if not most, actually, the women weighed in first. So thank you, ladies, for being so courteous of our time. Both came in at 135.5. Nothing concerning physically for either women. They're good to go. Another heavyweight bout, we've got Jonathan Deniz coming in at 258 pounds, while Carl Williams weighed 243. Also, why are all the heavyweight fighters so serious? Like, we know you big, strong man, but you don't have to look so angry. You know, we know big boys are typically teddy bears. You know, it's just a facade. Yusuf Zalal and Jarno Aarons are next up at featherweight. Both weighed 145.5 pounds, and both in really good spirits. Real quick, I like Zalal to win this one, but I think this line is just way too heavy on the Zalal side based off of his last performance. I'm not putting any money on this one here, but if I were to bet it, I would go Zalal by decision. Lastly, Stephanie Luciano and Talita Alencar open up the night at strawweight. This is also a matchup where we see Jacob's lock of the week, and it is a unique one. He is betting on this fight not to go the distance. Luciano is super cute, very fit, and Jacob's new girlfriend number like 15 now in the UFC. She weighed 115, and Alencar came in at 115.5 with an amazing body. That's it, my friends. This was quick because we only have 10 fights. Watch the fights on ESPN, ESPN Plus tomorrow, and come back next week for the We Want Picks post-weigh-in show for UFC 305 between Israel Adesanya and Dricus du Plessis, because I have an unhealthy amount of money on this card. Also, if any of you guys are in Las Vegas next week, you know, that kind of falls on UFC 305, my dispensary will be hosting a UFC watch party at a place called General Admission. I don't have all the details yet, but I am definitely going to be going, so if you want to watch the fights with me, I'll see you there. Yanni the Greek and Nick Kalikas will also be there. Those are my colleagues on the Line betting show on UFC Fight Pass. Thanks again. Subscribe to We Want Picks right here on YouTube and follow on all social channels.